Brazil is the world's largest producer of cane sugar, dominating 49% of global trade. For this reason, many companies try to buy Brazilian sugar, but are unable to do so. Mainly because they don't know the procedures or want the suppliers to adapt to them, the buyers. This does not happen because, due to the scarcity of the product, the market is buying. In this video we will talk about the procedures for buying and selling sugar. We need to remember that these procedures were designed to give both the buyer and the seller the greatest security in the business to avoid scams and financial losses. Let's go.
Buyer issue to seller a letter of intent. This letter must contain the description and conditions of the desired product and the buyer's data.
Seller issue a full corporate offer. In this offer will be all the conditions for the sale, including the price and seller data for purchase order. Buyer issue a irrevocable corporate purchase order. This document is a purchase order where we have all conditions from buyer based on seller's FCO, including the buyer's bank information. It is a base of the contract. Seller send a draft of sale and purchase agreement, SPA. This is the draft contract that must be analyzed and, if approved, must be signed by the parties. After that, financial and operational arrangements begin. After the signature of the SPA, the phase of presentation of guarantees begins. The buyer presents the SBLC or DLC and the seller presents the performance bond, PB. All actions are made bank to bank. At this stage, the buyer receives permission to visit the sugar production plants. The buyer has to know that the sugar purchased by him has not yet been produced. After all the contractual and financial arrangements, product manufacturing begins and the first shipment must be delivered to the port after 25 days. Before loading onto the ship, the product is inspected by SGS and with the certificate issued by that institution, the product can be loaded. In the ship loading operation, with the presentation of all documents, invoice, bill of lading, BL, health documents, SGS certificate and insurance policy of 110% of the value of the cargo, the seller's bank will present to the bank of the buyer all these documents to the seller's bank, who must pay for the goods via MT-103 still at the port of shipment. In this brief exposition, we can verify the security that these procedures can provide for both parties, since all operations involving money are carried out bank to bank, always guaranteed with the presentation of the necessary documentation. Once the SPA is signed, before any payment is made, the buyer will be able to visit the sugar manufacturing plants to verify the seller's capacity and also, the buyer will be invited to inspect the loading operation of the ships, if it so wishes. Payments will only be made after the product has been proven at the port for loading, with all the necessary certifications and documentation.